At 2 a.m., my stepbrother stabbed me. Parents laughed, but the judge's verdict silenced everyone. At 2 a.m., the world is supposed to be quiet. For me, it became a living nightmare. I woke up to a heavy weight on my chest and a blinding, searing pain in my stomach. I opened my eyes to see my stepbrother, Leo, grinning down at me in the dark. He held a kitchen knife. Before I could even scream, he drove it into my shoulder. "You think you're better than me?" he whispered, his eyes wild. "You're nothing." I choked on my own blood, fighting him off, gasping for air. I managed to kick him away and stumbled out of my bedroom, clutching my bleeding stomach. I collapsed at the top of the stairs, crying out for my parents. "Help, please! Leo is trying to kill me!" The lights flickered on. My dad and stepmother walked out of their room. They looked at me, bleeding out on the hardwood floor. Then they looked at Leo, who was standing behind me with a bloody knife. And then they laughed. My stepmother chuckled, shaking her head. "Oh, stop being so dramatic, Ethan. You probably provoked him." My dad crossed his arms, a cold, mocking smile on his face. "Clean up your mess, boy. Don't wake the neighbors with your whining." They walked back into their room and locked the door. They left me to die. If I hadn't managed to crawl to my phone and dial 911 with shaking, bloody fingers, I wouldn't be here today. Fast forward 6 months. The courtroom was freezing. Leo sat at the defense table, wearing a crisp suit, looking like an angel. My dad and stepmother sat behind him, glaring at me with pure hatred from across the room. They had hired the most expensive defense attorney in the state. Their defense? It was a sibling squabble that got out of hand. They claimed I stabbed myself to frame Leo because I was jealous of him. When I took the stand, the defense attorney tore me apart. "Isn't it true, Ethan, that you have a history of resentment toward your stepbrother?" He sneered. "He tried to murder me," I said, my voice trembling but clear. "Your parents say otherwise. They say you were hallucinating from a panic attack," the lawyer countered. I looked at my dad. He gave me a smug, slight nod. He thought they had won. They thought their money and lies had bought them freedom, but they didn't know what I did after the police arrived.